Welcome, future masters. Let's see what we can do here. That's just a back rank. Another back rank mate. Another back rank mate. But that's 3. Hooray. We have not a back rank mate. We have a side rank mate. Checkmate. Another forced checkmate. Well, looks like we have rook takes free knight. That's what my dad would say. This is the bump and score. Let's bump the king away from the defense of his back rank and then score with a mate. Another back rank mate. This is a nasty x-ray for that bishop on c8. Nasty. Check with the, wow. Check and then checkmate. If he goes to there, knight to g5 is mate. Check. Checkmate. Well, we have this check here. Knight to whatever. D1 was going to give a checkmate on B2. Whenever you have a knight on the 5th rank and the queen open to the square of the diagonal of the F pawn, H4 or H5, depending on what color you're playing, this is almost always the winning move. Super crunch. Wow, that's very impressive, but it's bump and score. Bump, score. Another back rank mate. That's like number 5, right? Whoops, checkmate. So, check goes there. Is that just checkmate? Checkmate. Now, we hit this bishop. That bishop is dead. The bishop is trapped. Thanks for the bishop. Well, that's another checkmate. It's a different kind of bump and score. We're going to bump him, check, and mate. Well, I don't care for queen takes d4, winning the bishop and, getting out of trouble. But that might just be all we have. I'm just thinking that we must have more with our pieces, because if you look at it, the bishop defends nothing, the rook defends nothing, the queen defends, but you have 2 pieces. So we have 2 pieces against 1 defender. So we have an advantage temporarily. So my original thinking is like rook takes d4 check. King c3 loses to rook takes a4 check. So he can't go to c3. Going to here doesn't help him. Queen takes f4 check. We're just, rocking his world with tempo. Okay? So rook takes check, king c1, queen takes f4 check, and now he can take the bishop with a threat. This is nasty. Queen takes f4 check with the threat. Queen takes this bishop. I guess it was mating. That wasn't calculating it as a mate. I was calculating it as just devastation. Interesting. So, this is we're going to decoy the queen to the bad square and then win the queen with a checkmate threat. So we're going to check him here. And either he goes to the corner and we go check him, or he's going to play queen f2 and we check him. There it is. Check. Decoy to a bad square. The bad square was either f2 or f1, depending, or d1. But in the end, still, this is just a entombed mate. Checkmate. So we have bishop checks. We got the rook restricting. We don't want to play rook c1 check. We'd like to check him and keep this rook on the 7th rank. So methinks the move is, in fact it is, bishop f2 check. We cannot allow knight takes f2. I mean knight takes e3. That bishop is too powerful. Oh wow, really? Check, it goes to there. Check, check, I don't know. Well, this looks like bishop checks, king to h4. Check, takes, check, takes. Then what? Check again? Oh, that looks like a nasty corner mate. Corner mate right here. Oh, you're dog meat. Rook takes knight, check. Check again. Take the queen for free with check. Queen takes check. At the very least, we have the same checkmate again. Checkmate. Check, boob, check. With a queen check on g7 looks nasty. It's fairly nasty, all right. Now the question is, do we give up this up? Oh yeah, we're going to take both rooks. Gotta take it. Gotta take it. We're going to the shepherd square g7. Bishop to here does nothing. Bishop to here does nothing. Actually, bishop to here does something. That bishop, what do you call it? That c1 bishop is not defended well. Karachi. Check. Forces queen to c2. Whoop, bump, and score. Well. What does this do? Here he goes to there. Doesn't really do anything. If we go here, rook king to f1, rook to f5, or king to my gut reaction is this is the move. It allowed the rook to go to e8. Because we have devastating threats with rook on e8. With f8 check, discovered check from that rook was the chief among them. Oh look, decoy. Check, checkmate. Bishop takes, queen takes, and then we check him. It seems like we're winning. I gotta think about this for a second. Oh. This king is trapped. I'm looking at combinations of bishop takes, bishop, queen takes, queen check, queen takes, rook takes. With the idea of just going here, rook f1, and then knight to f3 is just devastation. Or actually, not that knight there, bishop to e3. Like it's even better. Nope, okay, whatever. Shepherd square, you're screwed. Take it. Man, rook takes here. It's like screaming. Rook c takes e6 check. Oh, this is just a checkmate. Takes here, check, you're dead. Boom. Okie dokie, what do we got here? Maybe we just have e7. Looks like a move, right? e7. Can't take it because we get two defenders. Bishop takes, rook takes. He's just dog meat. But it's got some nasty, annoying checks here. Blam, blam. Does nothing. Oh, geez, even worse. Check. Bishop captures, queen checks. You're mated, dude. It's just these queen checks here that make me look for this. They were nasty. Check, you go to here. I hit you with a check here. He goes to g7. Let's see. Check. Or we just go check here. King g7. Check on g5. Now that knight check would be even worse. Right? Not really, it's the same thing. Check. King to h6. Queen to h5 check. King to g7. King to g7. Oh, queen to g5 check. Oh no, he's just going to walk this to a mate. Check, boom, check. Check. It goes to g8. I could check him here. Well, check him here actually. And he goes to there. Check him again here. Knight f6 check. He just has no moves. I'm just walking him to a checkmate. All right. The white bishop can defend only one pawn. I just go here. And you'll never queen this pawn. Your king can do nothing. Your bishop cannot defend against both pawns. I'm sorry. Pushing the pawn, he goes king here or queen with check no matter what I do. Yeah, you can't do anything, Sonny. Gotta make sure there was no cheap shots. Oh, look at this. You freak. How about rook to here check? Ha ha ha. How does that feel, idiot? Rook to h6 check. You can't take it. King to there. King to g8. Then what? King to g8, rook takes, king takes. That doesn't help me at all. Yeah, it's the same business. What do we have? Piece down? Piece down. So, check. Doesn't do anything. How about knight checks? Bingo. Doesn't do much because he takes my rook. Check there. He cannot take the rook with a pawn anyway. So even if he wanted to, we do have knight to f6 check. Well, I don't like that either. Knight is going to take my knight. Check. Boom. We have knight to f6 check. Pawn takes. Really doesn't do anything. Toughie. What is this? Another 2,000 plus some garbage. Alright, whatever. You know, we have that check there. Does that? We take him. And what does that do? We don't have a. We don't have F pawn moving, Krudsky. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Rook takes, pawn takes, check again. No, rook takes, bishop takes, check. He has to go to there. And we don't. Well, we have F5. Bam, bam, bam. King to there. F5 check is forced. King takes. Again, we have no. Oh man, you're killing me. Oh, rook to F7. Well, it's not a check because of the knight. It's not guarding that. Man, it's super bogus. When you take that, right? We just do rook h6 check, king to here, and then knight f6 check. He takes it. Do I have check to here? It's nasty, right? Yeah, it just looks like a winner. Rook h6 check. I don't have to take the rook in the corner. That's what I was looking at, was they're taking the rook in the corner. Rook takes check. King to g8. Knight to f6 check. Pawn takes knight. Rook to g6 check. He has to interpose. Check and then mate. See, the thing is, I couldn't do stuff because either the rook is hanging with a knight check and the king takes rook, or the knight's going to get ripped by his knight and then I lose all my knight powers. So I knew that all my other things were failing. Check, and a double rank rooks on the 7th win. Fantastic. Well, that check is good, but not good enough. What about... oh, nasty. That is a nasty move. Bishop to f1. Threatening the Arabian mate. You can't move the pawn because that's checkmate anyway. But this prevents the queen from defending. If I move like here, his queen could conceivably sacrifice itself for the knight, and he stays alive with an even position. Well, Bobby Fischer Jr., what do you got now? Oh, pawn takes free queen, that's what. And still Arabian mate. Okay. You can owe me. Well, dude, just knight takes is devastating, right? Knight takes, well, this is the thing. Rook takes rook. If he takes the rook, this rook is now no longer hanging. Knight takes knight. And then bishop takes knight. Queen takes bishop. So we would get a rook, a bishop, and a knight for a rook and a knight. We're going to win a piece here. Otherwise, knight takes knight. He hits us. When he hits us with bishop takes knight, the queen is messed up. He's got a double attack also on this rook. So he's threatening to win. If rook takes rook, he's threatening to win a rook from us. So we hit him with rook takes first, which gives us knight takes knight. But if rook takes rook, if he plays knight takes rook, do we have rook takes rook, knight takes queen, we take check. So those three are gone, costing me those three, and then I have no other dingo. I have no other way to get one of these pieces, right? They're not under attack. So I say rook takes rook. Knight captures rook. Oh, well, I could just play queen takes knight. Right? No, because he's got rook takes knight. I'm sorry, rook takes rook there. And I don't have an attack on this guy. Knight takes, he's got bishop takes, which I don't like. Ooh, bishop takes doesn't work for that. Queen takes knight. So knight takes knight. If he plays rook takes, we just play knight takes. That wins a piece. Because the piece just gets out of there. Snapback really is what that is. So if knight takes knight, rook captures rook, knight takes rook. If bishop takes knight, queen takes this knight. We still want a piece. We got a triple attack on this guy. He takes. And we're winning a piece here. Yeah, rook takes rook, I think fails to knight captures rook. Because we just come out even with rook takes, queen, knight takes queen, rook takes queen check, king takes there. Oh, wait a second, maybe not. No, yeah, this is gone. So we take rook. He takes the other rook. I take a rook. He takes my queen. I take his queen check. He takes my rook. And then I've got nothing to take his stupid whatever knights. Like clockwork, my brother. Desperado mastery right there in display. Master the desperado, and there you go. Well, this is unstoppable checkmate with bishop to d3. Or is it? That looks pretty unstoppable. So bishop d3, queen g1 check, king to king to d. Nah, I don't like this. King to e2, bishop checks. We would just take that, and that's either it's still checking with a nasty. I'd have another unstoppable mate after I check him, and then play queen to f5. It'd be an unstoppable checkmate yet again. This wins. Okay, that's different. Well, check here, followed by bishop checks, king to e7. Oh man, you're screwed. Goodbye, queen. Thanks for the queen, buddy. Okay. Well, we're waiting. This is almost a trap where I play knight d4, bishop f7, check. The problem he has now, actually, yeah, knight d4, bishop f7 check, king takes, knight g5. But the problem he runs into is this is the old queen takes g5 return because it defends the bishop that's attacking this. So you go. The trap is this: knight d4, bishop takes, king takes, knight to g5. You move the king like an idiot, and then queen takes free bishop. But we don't move the king on the knight check. His queen's under attack with no other escape square. You just say queen takes knight, and then he's screwed. You're screwed, buddy. So yes, he goes back there. Now we hit him with this knight move, and then we're going to get him with queen to f6. Because he can't defend this again. The knight can't be defended. Yeah, well, good luck with that. You fork us, we got your rook under attack by the bishop. Okay, so now what? Kurudsky. What is this? 22.7. That was 22. This is 2,300. He is trying to beat us up on f7, that freak. Man, our pieces are not in good shape, I'm telling you. We get rook A to E8. Bishop checks. Rook takes F7 because the bishop is guarding the rook. So he's got a problem. He has got a major league problem. Bishop check is trash. Right here, you can't take this. Bishop checks, rook takes, queen takes, bishop takes, rook takes check, king G7. You don't have any pieces left. I'm just trying to figure out how rook A, E8 would have any problems. On his queen, he doesn't have a mate threat or a good check. I'm like, whatever, dude. Queen takes rook, we would just have rook takes rook. Or if we want to, bishop takes rook. Either way, he's just in bad shape. So, the other defensive move that would be really strong would be queen G7 temporarily. But I'm like, we're not going to let him play rook F1. I don't want him quadrupling with rook F1 and rook F6. I don't want him quadrupling this. I'm going to hit this guy and get him out of town because it skewers that rook. Man, whatever. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. I got a queen right over here, stupid. I still have a queen there. I don't live in fear. There's no profit in it. Okay. Well, we got a fork of his pieces. We got a nasty fork of pieces. Coming. Good question. We got rook D2 check right off the bat. Forces rook to forces king F1. Oh, what a nasty decoy. I'm thinking rook D2 check, king F1, bishop B5 check, knight takes bishop, E2 check. And I think that's checkmate. Ding, ding, ding. Takes E2 check is checkmate. You lose. Decoy. Checkmate. What was that? 2370 something. Pretty good. All right. Oh my goodness, look at this. We have pawn takes queen. He plays knight takes queen, so we can't do that. We have queen to c6, however, followed by queen takes c5. That's the threat. We can move queen to c6, threatening queen c5, because we're also threatening pawn takes queen, and he can't take my pawn. So, he could play knight to here, knight takes d4. But again, then we'd have like bishop takes c5 or queen takes c5. Queen takes, bishop takes. He'd have to defend it. And okay, now we'll do it the other way. Okay, I don't know how queen c6 is not the move. That looks like the obvious and killing move. Okay, I'm guessing queen c6 is still winning. It's queen c6, you're in trouble. Doesn't really matter. All right, let's see what happens here. What do we end up with? We end up with winning a rook. So queen to c6. Probably we're going to win a knight with a vicious attack. Queen to c6. Knight takes. Yeah, you can't play knight takes because I just play knight takes. You can't play queen takes because bishop takes and you lose your queen. So this is one of those cheap shotters, tomato, tomato. Queen c6 does win. Now it's not a rook ahead. It wins a piece. And you still have a vicious attack. So it's tomato, tomato. You're going to win this game one way or the other. So this is the cheap shot nitpicker's move. I mean, there's wins for sure, but so does mine. So that's why it's really hard to get these high scores, because they play by computer logic as where there's only one win when there might be more than one. Let's see what you come up with. I'm telling you, this was killing. I don't know. Queen f1, is that the move? That's pretty awesome, right? I got queen to b2. Can't argue with that. I did not see queen to f1. I just saw queen to f3 check, which is, winning, but not as good as queen to f1 is a devastating move. They got me on that one. You can't argue queen f1. That's a killer move. So obvious. My bishop f2 is also winning, right? It's pretty nasty. I thought rook c1 was a bad idea. That's my fault for not looking further. Rook c1 is really good. Oh well. Hey, you make a mistake here and there. Made some great moves though. This is why it's super difficult to crack 50. Can't argue with that, man. That is just flat out checkmate. You cannot argue with checkmate. This is why it's hard to crack 50. Because they have tough problems, and some of them have those cheap shot solutions. And a lot of tough moves. That was a good one. Rook g7 check. This was a nasty move right here. Remember, rook g7 check. A great clearance sacrifice. That's a great clearance sacrifice for the queen. So there was a lot of good moves here. A lot of instructive stuff where, the bishop right here. This was very instructive. This works on the lower levels very often. Recognizing the pin is just devastation. Because the key thing is you have to recognize this bishop takes check threat, or knight to g5 won't get it. Well, actually, knight to g5, he's threatening to check us and checkmate us, okay? So you got to be careful. Knight to g5 is a legitimate threat. Because he's threatening to play bishop takes f7, king up, knight d5 mate. So knight to g5 is actually the best move he can play. But this guy was, What the heck? Knight to g5. Oh, no, he can't play knight to g5 because he just played queen takes g5. This is the problem. Yeah, this doesn't work. This works whenever something else has happened, where knight takes g5 is not a threat. I mean, queen takes g5 is not legitimately a threat. That's when it's useful. So yes, he's screwed here because he doesn't have that. It's an old Philidor defense trap. It's a Philidor defense trap where black gets checkmated because he takes the queen. He plays, knight to g5, and then bishop takes queen, and then he goes bishop takes check, and then knight d5 mate. It's a Philidor's defense trap, but he doesn't have this because the resource is knight here, queen takes g5, and it's busted. Also, bishop takes pawn, king takes f7. He doesn't have the knight g5 check, winning the bishop trick, because you just, again, queen takes g5. So this is real instructive. Go back and look at this on your own on a different board. You'll understand what I'm saying. It's very important. You usually see this the hard way, where someone does it to you. In this problem I showed you, you get to see it done to somebody else, which is better. It's always better to learn it from somebody else, not from you getting hammered, okay? So that's the thing. There's 3 ways you learn. It happens to you, you watch it happen, or you get it explained to you before you see it happen to anybody else, okay? And let's try to avoid number 1, where it happens to you, because those are always the most painful. So pretty awesome. A lot of great moves here. A lot of great sequences to learn. Hopefully this helps you out. Like the video, you know it's good. Subscribe, you'll get more gold like this. I will talk to you guys later.